Stanford University.
We're off to the side now. Presentation's up there. Nothing else to say. First group up.
So hi everyone, I'm Akhilesh Gupta. My project is an iPhone app for a course management system called Courseware. It's a course management system in the CS department. So I'll just give you a brief demo. So the homepage shows you a list of courses along with their term information and location. And once you select a course, you get this menu. On selecting announcements, you get a list of announcements made for the course, along with the creator name, the time of creation, and the date. Selecting an announcement gives you this HTML formatted announcement. It can recognize phone numbers and links. You can see PDFs within the announcement. Lectures shows you a list of lectures just like announcements. They're HTML formatted too. With the to-do list, you can add an item. You can mark them done. You can rearrange items. And you can delete items. On the course staff page, you see a list of course staff arranged in sections based on their role, whether they are TAs or instructors. This shows you the contact information for course staff, and you can add them to your address book, or just call or email them within this. Finally, if you're feeling really sleepy, you can let the iPhone listen to the lecture for you. Play it during the exams. And you can delete them after the exams. Thank you so much.
Hi, so imagine this is your first day on Stanford campus and you're full of excitement and anticipation, but you end up in a dorm room with people you barely know, and let's face it, in the beginning it can be a little awkward. And then imagine that this is the finals week and you're swamped with work. I know that feeling. But you have some time and you would like to go out and play a little bit. So how could we better satisfy those two needs other than playing a real-life game? So enter Stanford Assassins. Stanford Assassins is a website that coordinates and organizes the real-life game of Assassins for the Stanford campus. So in this game, every player is assigned a new target, and he has to go out in real life, find him, and assassinate him by using either a spoon or a sock. So please note that clean socks are preferred to dirty socks. That sounds cool. It's a cool way to meet new people, and it's really fun. But now it's 10 times better because we present the Stanford Assassins iPhone app. Using the iPhone app, you can communicate and play the game while on the go. So viewing game details and your target, your code word and your alias, and finding about your target on Stanford Who, assassinating your target and viewing other guys' assassination stories, even liking those assassination stories is as easy as a couple of touches away. So other than that, you can assassinate your target by entering his code word in the appropriate page, or if the other guy has also the Stanford Assassin app, you can bump the two phones together to assassinate him. So that's really fun. Leveraging other iPhone capabilities, we keep track of the location that every assassination happens, and so every player is enabled to keep track of his blood track throughout the game. So that's also very funny. And Last but not least, we have history, and we have a leaderboard which you have to slowly climb up towards becoming Stanford's best assassin on campus. Stanford assassins, stop procrastinating and start assassinating.
All right. So if I ask you guys right now how much money you guys have, you might be able to tell me, you might be able to look at your wallet and tell me how much cash you have. If you're savvy enough, you might be able to take out your iPhone and load up a mint.com app and tell me how much money you have in your credit cards or debit cards. But then what about the money you owe your mom, or you owe your dad, or you owe your friends, or the money that they owe you? There really isn't one convenient source that you could look to for this type of information. So the application that me and my partner Alvin, who's in here right now, created is called Pineapple. And what it allows the user to do is input their transactions every day as they happen, set categories for those transactions, set budgets for those transactions, set the payment form for those transactions. And it also allows the user to add transactions where they're lending people money and borrowing money from people. So let's go into an example. Say I'm at Safeway and I spent $30 on chocolate and flowers for my girlfriend. And I want to add that transaction. So I added that transaction, but it doesn't really fall into the category of groceries. So, I add a new category. Let's call it girlfriend. Let's set the budget at 100. So I click done, and it takes me back to the home screen where each category is displayed graphically. So it shows the budget that I set, how much I spent, and I can look at my spending habits for my girlfriend by week, by month, or by year. So what this app really lets you do is it allows the user to analyze their spending habits by any category they want and by any time interval they want. So at any point in time, they can load up this app and know how much they're spending on their girlfriend. All right, thank you.
Hello. So Thankster is an app to kind of help you appreciate the people around you for the little things they do in your everyday life. You can kind of think of it as maybe Twitter meets Hallmark. With Thankster, you can send people awards, recognizing them for the things that they do. Think of an example of maybe someone gives you a last-minute ride to the airport, or someone fixes your computer the night before your iPhone application is due. With Thankster, when you say a simple thank you, those words are lost over time. But with Thankster, if you send them an award, those are always recorded for you in this history, so that if you're having a bad day, or if you just want to kind of revisit, take a stroll down memory lane, you can look back at your Thankster record and see all the positive things that have happened around you, to you and to what you've done for other people. There's over 15 awards to choose from, so it's a very large selection. As you can see an example right there, they're very creatively done, and there's sure to be one that will fit your message that you want to send to the people. It's a very simple way of just making your thank yous last longer and really just trying to appreciate things, everyone around you. So I hope you check out the app, and thank you all.
Hi, I'm Alex Muller. My app is the NBA Trade Machine. So the idea behind this app is that you can choose players from your favorite NBA teams, any players, and trade them. So you're kind of taking over the role of the GM, or if you like to play fantasy, that sort of thing. So you can select any teams and add any number of players to the trade. And when you click the trade button, it'll come up with a screen that'll tell you if the trade is successful or if it fails, based on the NBA's trade rules that they have, based on the salaries and so on. And it'll also give you a projection of how much your team will improve or get worse based on the results of the trade. Or if the trade fails, it'll tell you why the trade failed. So that's the basic idea. It also allows you to save your trades and load them back up later. So the app's really cool if you're into the NBA, so I hope you check it out. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Kyle Barrett. My app's called Weight Of. So I have a quick question. How many of you have ever wanted to know how much you weigh in chihuahuas? Well, how about chihuahuas on Mars? So the basic idea of the app is it's a quick unit converter. It can convert between American and metric, and also just really random units like great white sharks, Dalmatians, or copies of Atlas Shrugged. So it's a very lightweight app right now. I was planning on integrating it with a database online, but I was having problems with that. So right now everything's on it locally. But basically you enter in your weight and it will tell you how much you weigh in some random item. And also there's a little bit of a mini game at the end where there's 5 rounds and then it just asks you, do you think you weigh more or less than, and it'll give you a random number of units. So do you think you weigh more than maybe a 0.05 great white sharks, something like that. So just kind of a quick little fun app, and hope you guys enjoy. Thanks to the TS for a great class.
So for my CS193 final project, I created this game called Rhythm Mania. So Rhythm Mania is a game where the user taps the screen to a series of musical cues. So let me play a quick gameplay video, although you guys already saw a little bit of it. All right. So as you, all the music and graphics for the game was created by my friend Timmy Wong. He's a junior at Stanford who's not taking this class. But so as you can see, events appear on the screen. The user needs to tap the screen at the right time to the music to explode the events. And so my eventual goal for Rhythm Mania is to have it be a bunch of mini games, where this would be one of the mini games. And all the mini games will have this thing where the users need to touch the screen to musical cues, but they'll all be different things. So it might be like a runner jumping over hurdles, or like a plant eating raindrops, like anything you can think of, pretty much. And the game is made such that it's very easy to swap out the images and keep all the event processing and everything. So the only thing that changes between games is like the images and the music. So all right, thank you.
So, hi guys, I'm Faraz Abukadije.
And I'm John Heisey. And so we got our idea for our iPhone app from an experience I had where I wanted to explain this physics problem to someone who was at a different university, but I needed a draw to be able to communicate what I had to do. So what I actually did is I took out a piece of paper, drew it, took a picture with my iPhone camera, and emailed it to him, which wasn't a very good solution. So this is what we came up with.
Yeah, so we built a collaborative drawing application that allows any user from anywhere in the world to join a drawing session. And you guys can actually draw in real time on the same drawing surface. And you literally can see the stroke as it's being drawn, and it's sent across the network. It's really, really cool. And we have...
So you can create these sessions, and then you get this unique code, and you can share that with your friends, and then they can join. And now I'll give a very quick demo.
All right.
So here we have 2 simulators.
Actually, we have a third device right here. We have an iPod Touch that we actually hooked up to the same session. And we'd like to give it to someone in the audience to just draw us a cool picture really quickly. So if the camera could point at this, it'd be cool. Is it in the session? Oh, it might not be in the session. Well, okay. Well, all right, so we'll just do it here. So, yeah. So the really cool thing is that. So these are, it's completely real time right here, and so.
And this can work anywhere on the internet. This is not a local connection. It's running through a central server.
Yeah. A lot of the other apps that have tried to do stuff like this, they'll do it over Bluetooth, so you can only network with someone across the room from you, which makes it kind of pointless, or over Wi-Fi. But this works over the internet anywhere in the world. It's really cool.
And I think that's about it.
Hi. Good afternoon. Today I'm going to tell you a story. A long time ago, in a land where people were birds, and birds existed in bubbles, there lived a Spanish guitar-playing ninja, el ninja que rasguero poderosamente. He spent most of his life dreaming of a love that his poor charisma and the strict rules of his ninja guild would not allow. You see, our hero loves the joy of life more than he loves precision assassination. My program follows El Ninja Rogue on his perilous journey. He overcomes large gaps in platforms, a scary castle, and angry ninjas to eventually find the love of his life. My program is a 3D graphical iPhone game. The physics, graphics, and game engine are all home-brewed for the iPhone. Art and gameplay are 100% original. There's a long list of fun features, including walls, or you can walk on arbitrary objects. There's elastic collisions, camel run, spline animations, groovy music, and smooth UI. Even though the protagonist is a Spanish guitar-playing ninja bird who lives in a bubble, I think he makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. The world wants us to perform precision assassination, but we just want to love. Can I show the movie? Okay, well, finally, I'd like to credit Kate Swanson, who helped inspire the story, make the artwork. She's an incredible programmer, and I look forward to polishing this application and releasing it on the App Store with her. All right, thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Abhi, and my app is called Polyglot. Polyglot is basically a tool that helps you learn a new language. So there are a bunch of language learning tools out there, but most of them are not very useful or relevant because you could memorize a dictionary, but it wouldn't really help you a lot. Something that's more useful would be say a book where you could learn like conversational phrases. That would be pretty useful. So Polyglot is a similar idea, but opposite idea, because what Polyglot enables you to do is to build a personal vocabulary. What exactly is a personal vocabulary? It basically means that you could take your iPhone, take a picture of this laptop, and write it down in English, and say you're learning German, you could write it down in German, and then you could take a picture of an apple, and then you write it down in 2 languages. And at the end of the day, you could like look through all the words that you've collected, and you could see your own vocabulary, and that would really help you memorize words a lot better than just reading them off a book or something like that, because it's more relevant to you. And this app also works great if you have friends who know other languages, as I'm sure a lot of you do. So you could, if your friend knows another language, you could just ask the person ask your friend what the word is in another language, and in that way you could, it helps you learn languages really quickly. So it's a really simple app that helps you learn languages. Hope you guys check it out. Thanks.
All right, so my app is actually pretty similar to another one that was just presented, but basically the idea is I tried using a couple other apps that are on the App Store for kind of a similar purpose to this, like basically just keeping track of your financial transactions. And I was kind of dissatisfied with them because they're really focused on essentially kind of keeping a second record from your bank and kind of keeping track of cash in, cash out, checks, balancing your checkbook. And I don't really need any of that. I just wanted a way to kind of keep track of outgoing transactions, especially cash spending, which a service like Mint or even your online banking can't really do. So what I tried to focus on really was just ease of entry and being able to do this really quickly, simply the kind of less is more approach. So basically the first thing you see when you start the app is a new entry screen. So basically that's just so that's probably the most common use case. That's probably what you're going to be doing most often. A lot of these other apps, you have to click through like 3 or 4 different screens before entering a new transaction. And then that shot in the middle is basically just what it looks like with the list of all your transactions. And then there's a couple neat things you can do. You can filter, you can add tags to transactions. You can filter by tag. You can also filter by date range. And you can also geotag transactions and then filter them by a search radius around a certain location. and then kind of automatically create a tag for those transactions so that you can kind of group them. And the idea there was, like, for example, if you go on a vacation or something, all those transactions are going to be grouped in one kind of location, and then you can actually automatically tag those in some way. And then that last view is just basically what it looks like when it's filtered by either tag, date, or geotag. And then some of the other ideas I had that I might implement in the future are exporting to CSV format for Excel or something like that. And then again, something that's similar to what was said before, but basically keeping track of who owes you money and who you owe money to.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our app is called the Vocabulary Builder, and it's primarily targeted towards students who are trying to learn new words for tests such as the GRE, which plays a very high component on the verbal abilities. So these are the different screenshots that we have. So we have a list view wherein the students can learn the new words, and a quiz view wherein they can test what they have learned. And we also have feedback to about their performance.
We record the performance of all the users.
So without further ado, we'll go into the small demo of the app. So these are the word lists that we have. These are the all words. We can see the details. We can tag them as easy, medium, or tough, which creates custom lists so that the user can come back later. So we have also integrated that to Wiktionaries so that he can view the most recent content about the word that has been put up. Okay. I guess it's repeating. We are sorry about that.
Go back to the main view. So these are the words which the user had tagged individually, the medium list. And now you can actually go to the web view and get more information about the word on the Wikipedia. So that's an accessory view for the word. You can go back and the user can record the performance. These are the previous quizzes that the user had taken. It's shown in a line graph. And the third is the quiz view. You can take an intonymous quiz, synonymous quiz, and you can select how many questions you want and the time gap between the questions. This is the quiz which is going on. So right now we selected 2 words for a quiz. So you get the summary of the quiz, how many questions were answered wrong, right? And so the next view contains your recent quiz. So right now we had 100% performance. It's shown in the graph. So this is back to the main view, and that's our app. We use multi-touch in our app. In the final screen, you can go to the next word by just swiping it horizontally or vertically on the screen. There are buttons as well. Yeah. Thank you so much.
My name is Leland Chen, and I decided to make a relatively simple college basketball team name app. And I did it more for personal reasons. I just wanted to know every college basketball team. There's 347 of them in Division I. And so I actually spent more time probably gathering data than I should have. I got the college team name, their primary color, and then I ranked the teams based on a few different categories like personal opinion, public perception, how far certain teams in certain conferences got in through the tournament. So it's relatively simple. Given a college name, pick the team name, and the background color adjusts based on the primary school color. Thank you.
Hi, I made an app called Group Connect. So there are a lot of apps out there already that help you connect with friends, like on the go, like Looped and GoWalla and stuff like that. But there aren't many apps that help you connect, like if you're already with a group of friends and you somehow got separated, and that happens a lot, like in theme parks or when you're at a ski resort together or any situation. It's usually a pain in the butt to call each person individually, find out where they are, create a new meeting place, find that meeting place, and just like make sure everyone in the group is okay with that. So I wanted to create an app that would kind of help that out and solve that problem. So you can create groups, and within each group you can add people, or you just add people, and then on the map view you can see these people, and you can add and you can drop pins and move them, and the pins are the stars, and you can move those around the screen to indicate a place that you want to meet up at. And within each of those pins, you can specify the name for it, the time, and some notes. So you can put down like Starbucks, 3 o'clock, I really need caffeine after we do this ski trip. And the red pins are all your friends within that group that are on the map. Because a lot of times you don't want to see everyone that you know on the map, you only see that group. So you can actually, on top, on the groups button, you can click that and switch out the groups just to display them on the map and the pin information related with that group. And in the final view, you can message people really quickly. You create a new message, specify what group you want that message to go out to, and then write out something. And everyone can see it, kind of like the Facebook messaging. So that's my app.
Hey everybody, I'm Sam. A lot of you may be familiar with the card game Set. For those of you who aren't, it's basically a patterns finding card game where every card has 4 attributes: shape, number, color, and shading. And you have to find sets of 3 cards where all the attributes are, for each attribute considered separately, all 3 cards are the same, or all 3 cards are different. So for my project, I basically implemented a single player version of this. Puts 12 cards on the screen. You can tap 3 cards to select a set. If it's a set, it'll be removed, replaced with 3 new cards. It does automatic set detection in the background so that it can actually do hints for you. If you tap the hint button, it'll auto select 2 cards for you, and then you can select the 3rd. Or if you don't want a hint that's quite that much, you can set it to only select 1 card. That's part of a valid set, and then you have to find the other 2. If you've never played before, there's also a training mode that basically just eliminates one of the attributes. It deals only solid cards to the table, so you have less cards to consider when you're playing. And you can either play against yourself timed and try to beat your best time of getting through the entire deck of 81, or you can just play untimed for your own amusement. And that's about it.
Hello, my name is Hyun-Kyu Lee. Cookmark is a cooking process optimization tool. So assume that there are multiple users for multiple food items. Then there's a server that manages, optimizes the cooking process, and the iPhone provides user interface for this Cookmark. And this is a short demo. So first, you go to profile to edit the photos for the user, and also the user can set their name, and also cooking preferences. So if somebody likes to chop onions and somebody do not want to do that. And then join cook. And so if you go to that button, then it shows you your progress in the entire recipe list. And you can take a photo of your current task. And then if you press the done button, it goes to the next step of the cooking. And you can take pictures, multiple pictures for each cooking steps. Then, done button, go to the other step, and the entire recipe list, all the tasks you are done is checked with the check mark. And if you go to press that refresh button, it just refresh the progress. If you go to history, and you can see all the photos that you took during your cooking. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Praneeth Vanigasekar. My app is a virtual lounge. Basically, the idea is if you're at a bar, for example, and you don't know anyone around you, you're kind of bored, and so you decide to log in to iLounge. And when you log in, the first time you sign in, you create a profile, you say how old you are, your sex, and so on. And when you sign in, the app shows the individuals around you and details about them. Right now, it's kind of, I guess, inclined towards flirting. So you can do things like sending hugs and kisses and flowers and so on. Yeah, this is a screen that shows a chat request. Future iterations of the app will allow a user to check in and kind of leave the app and have the server send you a notification when someone around you is interested in chatting with you or meeting you up. So the idea is to eventually lead to an actual physical meetup. So that's it.
Hi guys, I'm Fifi,
And I'm Johnny.
and our app is called the Cheeseburger Go Round. It's basically, if you're familiar with lolcats and I Can Has Cheeseburger, you'll find this cute. If not, it's just a cat running around a burger. Don't think about it too hard. So in one player, there's 3 levels, and when you tap them, you can see a preview of what the level looks like. It's some combination of burgers and fries. Then you go on to choose your cat. There are 5 total, and 2 aren't unlocked here. If you want to see Long Cat or Itty Bitty Kitty Committee, you should come see us after. I'm going to choose Basement Cat. They vary slightly in speed and turn radius. As you can see, the cat runs in a circle around the burger. Tap anywhere on the screen to make the cat turn, release to make the cat go straight. It's really quick to learn, but it's harder than it looks, and it's really catchy.
So unfortunately, we can't show you 2-player mode here because it's just a simulator, but it's exactly what you think it would be. It's just 2 cats running around, with the idea being the closer you run to the burger, the faster you're going to make laps, but then the higher the risk of you hitting the burger. So here, 1 player, as soon as I hit the burger here, you'll see in a second, it's going to go to the score input screen where I can type in my name. And if this was actually on the device, you can put in a picture, whether from your photo library or taking a new picture with the camera. And once I tap Save Score here, you'll see in a sec that it's going to show you the high score screen. And tapping on one of those entries will show you the picture for that particular user. And also there are a set of filters you can toggle independently of each other. And you can also double tap on one of these filters to show only scores of that type. So, just hard level scores or just easy level scores, for instance. Now, back to our main screen, we also have a set of instruction pages on how to play the game, even though it's pretty simple. And also our 2-player mode, which again, we can't show you here, but definitely come by afterwards and check it out. We'll be happy to show it to you. Thank you.
All right, this is our app. It's called Euclid. My name's Frank.
I'm Jason. And basically, this is a puzzle game based on the concept of geometric constructions. As you may know, in ancient Greece, mathematicians often debated whether or not certain figures were constructible using just a straight edge, unmarked ruler basically, and a compass. And it turns out you can actually make a lot of these things, not everything, but a lot of these things, such as dividing an angle in half or dividing a line in half. And basically our puzzles are just all about how to do these particular puzzles.
Yeah, so for the gameplay, we allow the user to have essentially an infinite canvas with infinite scrolling. And you start with 2 points, and from those 2 points, you can construct any constructible figure. We allow the user to select points, select lines, select circles, and from that, it's almost sort of like programming in a way. You take in input, and then you get a certain output by using a certain device. And so with these tools that we provide in the middle screen at the bottom, you take in an input, say the middle one draws a circle between 2 points. And you can chain these together to actually create really amazing figures like the one shown on the right screen. There are a lot of other features that we have. We have a free draw mode where you can just experiment with drawing any figure that you want just to make cool figures. We're thinking about adding also image export support so that you can show these pretty figures to all your friends. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Hyungmin Cho, and the Yunori is actually Korean traditional board game. But instead of using dice, players will use these U-sticks. So players will throw these U-sticks on the ground, and according to the number of U-sticks that facing up or down on the ground, players will get number of steps that can move their pieces on the game board. So I implemented this U-stick throwing using OpenGL ES graphic and Build Physics engine. And the user will shake their device to throw the U-sticks. And the input from the accelerometer will determine the direction and strength of this U-stick throwing for realistic experience. And in this game, you can save and load your previous game. And this game also supports peer-to-peer network game over Bluetooth using GameKit. I think let's see what the gameplay video. And if you catch up the opponent, then you can get another shot. And you can join your pieces to move together. Okay, that's it.
My name is Jeremy Keeshan, and my app is a newsreader for my satirical newspaper, which is called the Stanford Flipside. Let's get the video going. What's great about the iPhone is that if you want to distract yourself in class, there's an app for that. If you want to keep up with the latest breaking news, there's an app for that. It's the same app. Or if you're just an alcoholic trying to win a Flipside shot glass, there's an app for that too, only on the iPhone. So that's a short little commercial for my app. It's a basic news reader which interfaces with the Stanford Flipside website. And there's different views. You can see the latest articles, headlines, fake magazine covers. And there's also a special tab at the end which lets you play the Flipside puzzles. And we have rebus puzzles and jumbles. And if you're a user, it saves your progress along the way. And once you've completed all the puzzles, it gives you a new tab with the option to submit your answers via email. You can also share anything you find that you like via email. It's a fun little app. It's basic, but it's polished and it's on the store now. So, yep, that's my app. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dan.
And my name is Andrew, and that is not us.
Well, we wrote an app called Polyglot also, though it has a totally different functionality than the other Polyglot that was presented earlier today. Our version is a community of multilingual users who help each other figure out exactly what they want to say. So users join the community and then input what languages they speak and can translate between, and we maintain a central database of translations that users can then request. When they request a translation, they can put in context or nuance that wouldn't be able to be handled by machine translation. This essentially is the goal of our application, is to improve upon machine translation by offering real human translators. When a user makes a query, it gets sent to the database, it gets routed to multiple appropriate other users whose linguistic abilities mean that they can then translate. All the data is stored so we can then use it later for building machine translation models. So, for example, if we started with a little known language for which there wasn't a machine translation model, say Zulu, and we get enough users who are inputting translations or inputting requests and then getting back translations from other users, we can then use that to later on build an MT model so we can actually create machine translation for languages that don't have that currently. The users offering translations can offer them via text or audio or both. So you can say, I'd like to learn how to say those jeans maybe aren't the best for you in a different language with all the nuance and subtlety, and yet still avoid getting slapped. And then when you get back that text, if you don't know how to pronounce it because maybe you don't speak that other language quite as well as you'd like to, you can also get back the audio file and hear someone who knows what they're doing pronounce it correctly.
Well, that about covers it, actually. And I mean, what else is there? So in all general communities, there's also a whole, currently we don't have this, currently users get they just get updates based on language settings. There's a possibility of having, kind of a relationship of people who translate, users who, I commonly translate requests for you who are nice so that you have some sort of prompting, but currently it's just push, translate what you can, and you can also, of course, cancel requests if you don't want to translate something you think it's inappropriate or something.
Yeah, so we also have a rating system to edit out spam. So if a user requests things that are inappropriate, translators can mark that, and at a certain threshold, that gets that request gets trashed, and that user's community rating goes down accordingly. So if somebody joins the community just to cause trouble, ultimately their requests aren't going to get forwarded through to many more users. In the future, we'd like to have a feature where we can geotag all the people in the community and then show the community on a map so people can see sort of where the whole community is. We'd also like push notifications, so users don't have to open up the app to see that they're being requested as a translator. Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm Sean Holbert, and my partner was Dennis. I can't pronounce his last name, but he's Turkish. It's Kahama something. But we made an app called Zombie Trek, and I'll just play this video. Oh, there it is. Anyways, basically it's a top-down shooter interface on top of Google Maps, so you can go to any like map location and then shoot zombies on top of it. And originally wanted to be on the moon or on Mars, but there isn't MK map view yet, or I don't know if there ever will be for the moon or Mars, and you'd be shooting aliens or something. But yeah, that's basically the idea. Thank you.
Hi, so my name is Suhas Prasad. I think most of you have probably heard of the iStanford app if you're not using it right now. But I like the idea so much, I thought I'd port it for the one college on the other side of the bay. It's basically to navigate on campus, really useful if you're new. The current features that I have are being able to find out where your location is on campus, finding out buildings. But this is version 1.0, like someone else said. So I want to be able to put like bus routes, walking directions on campus, and also like floor maps for buildings. So if the GPS in the iPhone ever gets really good, then you can find out where you are in a building, and you can find rooms rather than just the building. And so if you guys are ever on Berkeley campus and are missing the iStanford app, then I hope you guys download this.
Hello everyone, my name is Won-Suk Shin, and the app I'm going to show you is Audible ebook. Audible ebook is the combination of audiobook player and ebook reader. This app can be useful, for example, when you want to listen to a recorded audio lecture while reading a lecture note. Let me show you how to use this app. This is the initial view of the app. Press the plus button on the top to bring up this, to create a new book. A book is the combination of an audio file and text file. And tap the first row to bring up this audio picker. Choose an audio, and the selected audio is displayed like this. Tap the second row to select the text, and press the done button. Then the initial view shows the newly created book. Tap on the new book, and to start, we can read it. You can easily scroll up and down the text and control the audio using play pause button and the audio playback time indicator at the bottom. The unique thing about this app is that if you press the mark button, then it creates a synchronized bookmark of audio and text. So when you leave the app and return to the app and select the same book again, then it brings you to the it automatically brings you to the point where you were reading and listening last time. So that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, hi, I'm Jonathan, and my partner Bobby and I
made Defend Thy Kingdom, a port for the iPhone of one of the popular tower defense games that are available online. Ours is medieval themed, and it has 5 different difficulty paths available. Paths are the little things that the enemies move through. Serf, peasant, bourgeoisie, knight, and king, which is the hardest one. So the object of this game is to build little towers which shoot at enemies that are coming to attack you, and you're supposed to stop them all before they get all the way through the path and into your kingdom. If you let too many invade, then your kingdom is lost. We have 5 different specialized tower types. A basic tower, a tower that shoots little fireballs, a tower that freezes enemies, a sniper tower that shoots really far, and a multi-targeting tower which shoots all the enemies in range. It also has a upgrade feature where you can upgrade your towers to become more powerful. It's just a fun little game that you can play as a variety of difficulty levels. So when you fight through all 10 waves of enemies, you successfully save your kingdom. And yeah, that's it.
Hi, my name's Kiefer Katovich, and my application I call Guestbook Everywhere is essentially like a guestbook that you would find in like a restaurant or hotel, except that it's everywhere, and it's location based. So what it allows you to do is post a guestbook comment anywhere you want, and read the comments that other people have made in that area. So wherever you are, it will load the comments near you and show you how far away it is from you, who made it at what time, and there are some categories to split up how far away in time the comments were. You can also see the comments near you on a map, and see the full post as well by clicking through either the call out or the post view, and also edit your profile, and you can see other people's profiles from their posts or the post view as well. So pretty simple, but hopefully fun to use.
Hey everyone, my name is Matt Rubin. I created an app that allows the user to access Goodreads.com. Goodreads.com is a social cataloging website for books where you can search for books, organize them into different bookshelves, rate them, review them, and then share those reviews and ratings with your friends in the form of recommendations. So my app basically takes the API provided by that website and ports all those features to the iPhone. So in the first screenshot, you can see that you can organize into books you've read, are currently reading, and are going to read, and then create any other sorts of categories that you'd like to sort your books into. You can view bookshelves with little previews of the book covers, their titles and authors, and then you can look at details about the books with their descriptions right there, and then rate the books and review the books. Then if you go over to the People tab, which isn't shown here, you can access your friends list and share book recommendations with them, also see their reviews and ratings and see what they've been up to. And then the last tab there, you can search for books, add them to your lists, just look them up for your own information. And if you can take enough time out of programming to actually read some, you can get a lot of books in this app. So I hope you enjoy.
Hi everyone, my name is Zhonghan Li, and I build the app called Tennis Smash. And basically, I want to build a private social network platform on iPhone for tennis player. So every players can edit their profile specific about tennis on the iPhone, such as their racket they use, their string setup, their favorite tennis idols, and some matchup statistics. And after editing this profile and store it on your iPhone, you can also share this information with your hitting partners and opponents by the Bump API. So the people can get other people's profile on your iPhone, and then if you are interested in some racket or shoes or strings, you can asking for advice from someone who actually owns it. So I hope in the future, after match, people don't need to shake hands with each other. they just needed to bomb their iPhones. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Willem. Let's see. Okay, it plays the video. Can we go back? Yeah. So I've made an application called Operations Planning Application that's based on a web application that I've built before that's in use in a air charter company to plan their flights, and they're flying all around Europe. So I wanted to make an iPhone app for that, so we can play the video. So basically what it does is that it downloads data from the server, which they have already added, and you can access it on the go. For example, if you need to contact your passengers, you can. So here's the main view of the upcoming events. We have one flight today from San Francisco to Los Angeles, so we can view the information. And we have the customer CS193P that bought the trip. You can call them or email them right from the app. We have 2 passengers on this flight. Al, if you want to call him, for example. And you can also see if, for example, we have ordered catering for the flight and call the catering firm. And so you have all the information you might be able to need in your hand, like, because you won't be able to have a computer if you're like on the go. And also one feature is you can add notes and information about meetings in the app. So the one actually planning the crew can see that that pilot is busy right now, so we have to choose another one. Yeah, that's the basic idea of the application. Thanks.
Hey, I'm Adam. So I made the Nacho Connoisseur's mobile guidebook. The idea is to honor the culinary art of nacho creation by letting users rate nachos they submit the name of a nacho and the restaurant they ate it at and the address, and then they would score it based on different evaluation criteria. If that nacho exists in the database, it averages it with that. Otherwise, it creates a new entry. So they're sorted by the overall score, but if you click on the nacho, you can see a detailed view breakdown of the different criteria, such as creativity, presentation, and structural integrity, which is unique to nachos, which is its tendency to turn to mush by the time you finish the meal. So there's also a map view to let you see where the highest concentration of these nachos are and so on. So it's a list of the best nachos, and there you go.
That is it. Those are presentations. Thank you, everybody. CS193P successful, I think. Round of applause one last time, please, for all the presentations. Couple of quick comments. I forget what the first comment was. The second one I was going to make was if you have a loaner iPod Touch, please bring them back to us by end of class. Please come talk to us at the end of the class. Right now. And and we have the room till for a little bit longer. So if we want to mingle around and see each other's apps, now's a good opportunity to do that. So thanks again.
For more, please visit us at stanford.edu.